What's up, y'all? It's Nate Almighty back with another Rikers Island story. I wanted to make sure I got a lot of stories out the way before I got to this point because I might really get judged after I put this video out. But I always want to be as transparent as possible. And being that I know there are a whole lot of other guys talking about jail stories and Rikers Island stories, and they focusing on the gang stuff and the violent stuff, I want to touch on a more serious aspect. I'm gonna say this is a part 3 to my previous 2 videos where I spoke about the first time I got into it with a Patrias and the second time where I got jumped in one lower by the Patrias. This is part 3. I cried to myself all alone in my cell the night I got into it with the Patrias that night. I believe that I had some sort of mental breakdown. I didn't break down because of the pressures of Rikers Island, and I didn't break down because I got jumped. I didn't cry because I got jumped or because I got upset that now I gotta get packed up and move to another house. I was dealing with a lot of different things around this time. Not too long ago, I ended a relationship with a girl who I assumed I was in love with. I was getting more and more tired with the politics going on in Rikers Island. I've said more than once before that being in Rikers Island forces you to become a lower vibrational version of yourself, and it forces you to be way more violent than your average normal human being would be based on circumstances. And I was getting sick of the violence. The day that I got jumped by the Patrias, it was a day where I didn't intend on even getting into it with anyone that day. I just remember after the fight and after the infirmary, and I got these 2 tissue balls inside my nose to stop my nose from bleeding because I really got my boots spanked. I remember just being like cuffed like this and having my nose filled up with tissue, and I remember just like having my head down, staring at the floor, shaking my head and thinking about what I went through with my ex, thinking about how I'm starting to really hate the politics of C-74 Rikers Island, feeling like I'm tired of being in jail. I'm tired of the violence. I'm tired of the drama. I'm tired of being oppressed and having to oppress people. And to top it all off, I recently had heard about how my mom was calling certain family members who she would like to confide in, and how she was crying to them, talking about how she missed me and she wished I was home, and how she think I'm out to do all this time. And it just culminated into one real emotional moment for me where I could just remember shaking my head, being real angry, cuffed, fist balled up, thinking about everything I hate, thinking about the fact that an unnecessary fight that I myself caused landed me to now I've been on the Rikers Island circuit for about a year so far, and thinking about how stupid and petty that situation was, and how I'm missing out on love, I'm missing out on looking after my mom, who was drinking a lot at the time, and her husband was drinking a lot at the time. I wasn't there to watch over the both of them and make sure they both was all right and try to regulate that situation. At that point, that night, I just couldn't take it no more. And I just remember not even being able to hold my face and just bawling, tearing, crying like a baby, letting the water fall and watching the tears come off my face and touch the ground, and watching my eyes get watery, not watching my eyes get watery, but feeling my eyes get watery. You know, it was it was a real critical point in time for me. I really just had a breakdown. It was the first time I had time to really sit down and really like think about everything I've been through up to that point. Think about everything I went through a couple hours prior to me even being in the holding cell alone. And it was just too much for me that day. It was just too much for me that day. And I didn't cry again for the rest of my jail term, but that's definitely a day that I never forgot. You know what I'm saying? It kind of changed me. Like, I was really going through a lot. And at that moment, I kind of felt like killing myself. It was at that moment where I felt like if I was dead, I wouldn't have to deal with this pain. As a man, I didn't want to deal with the karma that I gave to myself for starting a fight in Wendy's that led me to this point. I just felt like the better thing to do would be to kill myself. This is one of the moments where I really contemplated suicide. You know what I'm saying? I was just tired of it all. Like, I really had a mental health issue that I didn't even say nothing about, to where they would allow me to be able to go talk to somebody in there, because they do have those type of situations where if you feeling suicidal or you feeling like you going through a lot, they'll send you to the mental health part of C-74. It was just real heavy. Luckily I got through it. I've had thoughts of suicide maybe 1 or 2 other times after that day. But for the most part, I love my life. I love who I am. No, I'm not where I want to be, but I got goals to get where I want to be. And, you know, I'm a father now, and I have a lot of things that I have to live for. But that was one of those low moments. And this video is for anybody who is, you know, just not perfect. People who have those down moments. These are the people who I want this video to reach. Thanks all you guys who've been liking, commenting, sharing. I appreciate you all. It's Nate Almighty. Peace.